Good evening and welcome to another episode of Elevate.
Shit.
Hey man, you co-host, you family. We good. You ain't no need for no introduction with you. Everybody know you.
Hey, hold on, Justin. You go ahead and you do the introductions, but right quick, I gotta tell you something right quick. But you do the elevate the whole thing, and then I got something I gotta add.
All right, that's a bet. So once again, for our listening and viewing audience, welcome to another episode of Elevate. I am your host, Jay Caraway, and I have my brother CJ Boyd with me, with my nephew over there. Just got through with his bottle.
Yes, sir. So what's going on, Uncle JC?
Hey,
Justin.
He still want more, man. I don't know what you doing. You tripping. Put some cereal in that.
Man, he got oatmeal in that damn thing, man. Shit.
Oh, hey, boy. He gonna be a monster. He a growing boy. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Hold on right quick. Before you introduce our guest, hold on right quick. Literally just 1 minute and 30 seconds.
You go ahead. I got you.
Okay, check me out, right? So this is totally off topic, but I had to say something about this. I was watching Good Times. Just on my phone and shit, and I remember it was this episode, and it was I believe Florida Evans is the one that's the mama, right? That's right. The mama of everything, right? So It was this one episode where JJ just started bringing home a whole bunch of cash, and if you were old school, you kind of know where I'm going. Is he started bringing home all types of he just had money out the blue, and then. Florida was like, damn, my boy getting all this money. I wonder where he getting it from. And then he brought a brand new TV home. It was the one with the remotes. This back in the 70s. So remotes was a big deal, right? And then, Florida Evans was like, JJ, where did you get all this money from? And then that's when he said, oh, mama, with the money I'll work for, I just decided I wanted to make some bets, some bet on some horses. And she was like, JJ, you just like the rest of them hooligans, you can get the hell out of my house. And I was like, whoa. And then that's when JJ was like, mama, I had to do this. We're struggling. She said, get the hell out, and started throwing my man's stuff out, right? And it turns out she was the villain the whole time. She was keeping my niggas from not from not getting out of Chicago. They had so much opportunity to get out of that small ass 1-bedroom apartment or 2-bedroom apartment they were staying at. And Florida Evans was just messing it up every chance she got. That's what I had to say. You go ahead and introduce our guest, man. I'm sorry. I had to get off my chest, man. Shit.
I ain't mad at you, but Florida wanted it done the right way. You can't be mad at that.
Florida Evans wanted you to struggle. And make it the honest way. You know what? Let your son start making some bets at WinStar, and he hook you up with a brand new TV and all that. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But that's neither here nor there, man. Go ahead and introduce our guest, man.
All right, no problem. Shout out to my Aunt Marita in the building. She said, hello, family. So I want to go ahead and bring in our special guest, the man of the hour, the man that is putting on for the community as well as for up-and-coming comedians. This guy here, man, I had the privilege of meeting him a few years back, and this has been someone that I've always tried to connect with and always network with. Because, man, this guy brings nothing but positivity as well as great information to the table. And I just want to go ahead and put his flyer up now. This is the flyer for the Labor Day Comedy Party. You notice it don't say show, it says party. So I'm inviting everyone that's here on Elevate, everyone within the BS3 network. I ask you, please come out and support my brother, man. He's doing wonderful work, and he's doing it for the community and for us as a people to come together, have a good time, have some laughs. So with no further ado, I want to bring in the Puma man himself. Yes, you heard me correct. That man said the Puma man himself, Mr. Adrain, is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up? What's up, my brother? What's going on? How y'all doing?
Oh, man, we can't complain, man. Everything's good.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, so Adrain, I want you to go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself and what prompted you to want to do this comedy show, man, because this is something that I know for a fact hasn't been done in the city of Garland, and I am just ecstatic and excited to be behind you and support you in whatever way I can. As a matter of fact, I'm finna change, no disrespect to my BS3 network, because I love my network, but we're gonna go ahead and put it right there for the people to keep an eye on as well.
Got you. Thank you, my brother. Man, I've been doing comedy for over 20 years, man. Started way back in the day. So I actually moved here to do comedy. That was my first thing to do, is move here when Steve Harvey had his comedy club. And he left the year before I moved, and I stayed. So I said, I'm just going to try to make my career here and, do certain things in the Dallas Metroplex. But I came to Garland first. Garland was my home first. So I've been in Garland for over 20 something years. And I just had this thing in mind, man. As you get older, you started thinking, like, what have I not done? I done did shows with celebrities. I done did shows for myself. I done got booked for different shows, met different people. What have I not done for myself? Well, I haven't never done a special for myself. So I just figured that, hey, before something happens to me, I don't get to leave this earth, but I at least want to have something that I can say I did for myself. So
right on.
I would like to say this too, man, because this is kind of crazy, because sometimes I bring this up because if you look at Bernie Mac was a hell of a comedian. I mean, one of the greatest that ever did it. But you look at it, he never had a special. I just feel like I never wanted to leave this earth without pursuing a special and give people one before I go. So that was my whole take on that.
Right on. So what made you just want to get into being a comedian? Was it your upbringing? Was it someone that influenced you and inspired you to say, hey, I feel like I can do this and be successful?
Yeah, well, you know what? I started entertainment when I was 3 years old, man. I started playing drums in church. So I was a laugher. So all the time, when I started being in church and playing drums, all I did was just play and laugh because I saw people shouting. So my whole thing was, I'm serious, man. This is no lie, man. This is the honest to God truth, man. My whole thing was, man, I always like to do pranks and jokes and stuff like that when I was a kid. So when I see when I see everybody shouting in church, my thing was, dang, I want to play so good and hard. I just want to make pass out. I want to make everybody pass out. So I used to play so hard and be sweating and doing so much crazy stuff on the drums that was my mentality. I just wanted to make everybody faint. I want somebody to call up the ambulance so somebody can get somebody and go to the hospital. But that's how I was. I was just a laugher, man. I was a jokester. So that's how I started.
Right. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on right quick, Justin. So you the man that be responsible. So when I'm trying to sit down, that's when that praise break starts. I'll be trying to, I'm out here worshiping. I try to take a seat right back down. That's when the drums start going again.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
I'm gonna tell y'all this story, man. This is the honest to God truth. One Sunday, man, I had it in my mind because my mom, like I say, I came from an entertainment family. My mom played the organ, I played the drums. My mother had a gospel group, been doing gospel groups ever since she started playing the piano. She was 4 years old. So my aunt, she sung, my granny sung, my uncles, they all did entertainment. So I just brought up in the musical world. But there was a time, man, this is no lie. I was in church, man. I was playing the drums so hard, so long that my mom was telling me to stop. I wouldn't stop. I just kept going. Boom, I just kept going. They were shot. They be so tired. I kept going. My mom got up from the piano. I put this on everything I love. My mom got up from the piano and snatched the sticks out of my hand and broke them and told me to go outside. I wouldn't stop. Man. This went on for about 30 minutes. Just think about 30 minutes of shouting, bro. That's a long time to be shouting.
Hey, so was this at the beginning, like right before the actual sermon started, or was this like? No, hold on now. Forgive my church ignorance. It's been a very long time since myself has been to church. So I just want to know, was this at the beginning, like, when the ushers are bringing everybody in and then, y'all doing your thing? Or is this after when, after y'all got that final word, y'all trying to leave on the shout no? But this is at the beginning.
This is right when the choir sing that first song.
Oh, wow.
Man. You know what I'm saying? So I had to give it to him, my brother. I gotta give it to him, man.
It just think the choir get 3 selections.
Yes.
And you sitting there adding on 30 minutes of your concert. Nah, I'm with your mama on that. She wouldn't have to worry about it. I would have saw her that first that hey, we done, cut it. Yeah. I would have been like, Adrain, hey, come on now.
But you know what's so crazy? They thought I had the Holy Ghost. That's why they told me that. They told me that's why the Ursula was like, man, just let him go. I kept on going, but my mama knew what I was doing. She kept saying stop. I was like, nah, I don't want to stop. I want everybody just to pass out.
Hey, that whole time, and this is me, like I said, being real church ignorant. Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie. When I was a youngster, I'm talking about I was like 11, 12. And then they get started on the chorus, right? But hold on, but get this right. People be shouting and people be talking about the Holy Ghost. I just wanted to dance, so I just started hitting the Dougie. I just started hitting the running man. I just started and then that's when one of the little usher dudes was like, that boy got the Holy Ghost. I was in my head. I said, nigga, ain't got no Holy Ghost. I'm just turning it up.
I'm just working on my dance moves.
I'm just working on my dance moves.
Oh, man, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny, Doc.
Well, make sure I'm right before I get to do.
Hey, for real. Hey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, man. What's up, Mr. Butler? Eric Butler in the building. What's
Eric
good?
Butler, the original OG.
Yes, sir. One of the best. Sir. One of the best. So I just wanted to, Adrain, first and foremost, I definitely appreciate you doing what you're doing for the community.
Yes.
And for our people. I can't tell you thank you enough because it's big, it's needed. And like I told you over the phone, I'm going to make sure I do whatever I can do to make sure that I may put a little pressure on you or add a little more than what you want.
I love it.
I don't want it to be an annual thing. I want it to be a monthly reoccurring thing. I want it to be something where you're like, yo, I got this other comedian, or I got this guy, guy. Yeah. Like, that's what I'm looking to build and bring as far as, we already talked about what the city has available. Right. And just like you said, that theater, man, it's really nice on the inside. It really, truly is. Beautiful. But it's hardly used at all.
That's true.
And my plan for you is for it to get so big that they have to move you over to that new complex they got going, man. That's what my vision is. And
that's mine too.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what they always say, man, when two heads come together and you got the right people around you, man, you can make anything happen. So that's my pledge to you, is that I'm going to be backing you and working my tail off as hard as I can to make sure that this is a success for you, for real. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
It's definitely needed, man.
I appreciate it, man. And it's funny that you said that, because that's been my goal ever since I started promoting shows. I've always wanted to take people, comedians that aren't, I wouldn't say unable. I don't want to say that they don't have the right tools to do what I'm doing. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, some comedians don't think that far. They think to get booked and get hired on shows and deal with certain things in the comedy business world that they really don't have to deal with. See, and my thing was to pick out the talent and give them exposure, not just myself. You know, I like being behind the scenes as well. So I'm looking for comedians and especially comedians. I'm looking for comedians because I want to give them a special. You know, if you don't have the mindset to actually put it together for yourself, guess what? Agent Success Gulley will actually put that together for you. So that's what I'm glad you mentioned that too.
That's what's up, man. And speaking of, we got a bunch of comedians on our podcast.
Oh, that's great.
So Facebook user says, so we playing with the Lord. I'm screaming. They talking about you probably dancing, CJ, and
they talking about
with
me
the 30-minute concert that he wanted to put on.
Hey,
you seem like he can shout pretty good though.
Hey, I wasn't. Look, I never said I was shouting. That was just that's the Holy Ghost. Hey, I was in here. I was just, you know what I'm saying? You know, and you know what? Actually, hold on. It's so funny how you have the different types of shout. I'm so retarded. My shout was the one I used to start running across the room. Just
wow.
Just start running across the Hey, I'm
dude.
I was running around. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. My last little bit, and then my what you call it? My older brother. No. One time my granny went to church, and her favorite shout move, she used to just be against like one of them beans. She used to just be in there. Just start
going hard.
Just going hard, just going crazy. I was like, man, man, that's
funny. That's
funny.
Good
time. Hey, good times.
Good times though.
Yeah.
Oh damn, he said Ibach.
Hey, that was back when Pastor Ricky G. Rush. Yeah, that's back when he used to have the entrance. He used to. I swear, one time he came out of the like he had a whole little stage. Man, Pastor Ricky G. Rush was.
I bet he did.
That was something else.
I bet he did.
Well,
can I ask him a question right quick?
Yeah. Go ahead. You got it.
No. So I was just gonna say, just trying to tone it down or whatever. So as a comedian, well, first off, I wanted to know kind of some things because I've never interviewed or I've never sat with a seasoned comedian. Okay. I was gonna say, how do you, as far as like comedians, or I'll just say with you, how do you like maybe prepare for a show, and like how do you like, just meaning like this, right? You have some people, I feel like their preparations aren't good, and you gotta understand most people, they got about a 5 to 7 minute slot if you're doing like a quick little deal. Right. And if you tell the story, you tell the joke too fast, you probably done told all your jokes in like 3 minutes. Right. So you have just an idle time. So I was just gonna ask, like, how do you prepare for certain shows? Is it you're just doing it by the audience, or is your material the same, or just like just give us some insight on like the background before you have a show, and as far as your the presentation and everything.
Okay. Well, first of all, I like to feel the energy of the room. I'm a guy that feels energy. If I feel good vibe and good energy, I know where to go. I know my people. I know I'm Black. I know my people. I know what we like to hear. I know what we like to talk about. We're gossip people. We're people that are like the know now or to remember. So sometimes when you write your jokes, you want to write them to the point to where you getting people to understand and painting a picture by saying the picture or acting out the picture. Comedy is nothing but a person that is really acting out a picture on stage. So basically how I prepare is I take topics, I feel the energy, I take a topic and I present it to them as if it's a performance. Just like a stage play. I'm acting out something that I see or something that I experience and give it to you straight. Just like if you were talking about being with a woman, we're talking about rubbing her back. Okay, I gotta show that emotion. I gotta show that how that feels, and I gotta engage into a woman's eyes. It's just like you presenting something and you trying to get a job. You want the best presentation that you can give, so you're gonna give it to the best of your knowledge. But that's how I prepare: the energy level, the topic, I take it, I remember it, I write it in my head. Sometimes I write it down on piece of paper. I go over it. And some people are just natural. They can just take a topic and just go. So it's various ways on how to do certain things, but mine is energy first, and then reaching out to the people, painting a picture by words and actions.
I like that you said energy first and filling out the room. And you know, my thing with, you know, most people that go to live shows, they're going in with that expectation of laughter and a good time and a good show. So I imagine that, I don't know if you're gonna, you know, headline this event or if you're gonna, okay. So at that point, you hope that your openers have the crowd warmed up, right?
Yes, I'll put some hitters on there. I'll put some people on there that I truly believe in, and one guy is on there. He's from my hometown, so I thought it me being from Hugo, Oklahoma, which is that's my people's from Hugo, Oklahoma.
Which one is it?
Hugo Willie.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from my hometown. Yeah.
Sort of look like Bernie Mac a little bit.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And I've never done a show with him. But this is what I say about giving people opportunity and reaching back and pulling people from your hometown. You know, I reach back. I never heard that do comedy before. I seen him on. We've never done a show before together, but I've seen him on Facebook. I mean, on Facebook and social media. I seen him there, and I was like, "Yo, this is the guy that actually from my hometown. Why not give him the opportunity? You know, I'm doing something for my hometown, so why not bring him in and put him on the show?" So I got some hitters on the show, man. Panda is from LA, and Mama Michelle, man, she's the mama of comedy, man. That girl is funny as hell. So I got some hitters. And like I say, I'm going to probably add another person on there, somebody that I'm looking for, somebody that can hit me up and say, hey, man, I want to be on your show. I'm willing to pick that person, maybe go to the show, see him do some comedy and put him as an opener. So, yeah.
We got my man CJ Boyd. He's an inspiring comedian.
Okay.
You know what? Hold on. Time out. And actually, that's something I was actually about to tell you. I never, and you gotta understand that people, and you know what? Now, me and your cousin King Dog, we ain't never speak about it. But I was actually gonna tell you. You know, you have some people, and it reminds me back to that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode when he had that comedian friend and Will Smith was just being goofy and he got his own little spot and he was in there, you know, just like he didn't know anything and that's me. I'm like just a goofy type of funny. I could never, you know what, maybe 3 minutes I can give you like the best I can, but after 3 minutes I'm gonna just be sitting there but I was gonna ask you, what is the difference between, because you have a lot of quote unquote inspiring comedians, and you have some people, because I'm real in tune, kind of now as an adult. I'm 25, by the way. I don't know if I tell you, I'm 25. So I'm starting to look at these comedians now and back then. And you have a lot of these quote unquote internet comedians, like they're quote unquote funny. Now, some of them I'll say like DC Youngfly. Now he funny like for real. Well, I don't know to you, but he makes me like, you know, he's a funny individual, you know. But anyway, I was gonna say, you know, you have some of these people that.
Mika Baldwin in the building, cousin Mika.
Hey, you can tell some of them stories on y'all next deal. But, you know, but seriously, right? So you have some people that are just like they're internet kind of funny. They're like maybe goofy, and then you have like true comedians that's like real true to the game.
Right.
So maybe what are some of those differences? It's just like a funny, like a goofy guy like me or something versus a true comedian, you know, that's true to the game. Like what are some of those differences?
Well,
and can that goofy person become a comedian as well? But go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, of course he can become a comedian because he has some. Most of the time I go by image too. Image is very, very important on stage, man. We, as our people, we look at us, we seek fear. We know what fear is. We know when you're afraid. We know if there's something about you is not right when soon as you walk on stage, we read that. We're good readers of people. So as a comedian, an internet comedian is a person that is actually reenacting something over and over and over again. The difference is when you step on the stage, there's no reacting. You have to do it one time, and you have to be good at it one time. And the problem is transitioning to that stand up, because it's hard. I can meet right now. You can say, well, Adrian, man, let's go out and make something crazy and be goofy. We can do it and cut, do it, cut, do it, cut until we get it right, and then we can produce it to the world. Stand up is a little bit different. You only got one time to do it, and once it's not done right, the audience don't say, oh, baby, don't worry about that. Do it again. Oh, baby, don't worry about it. Do it again. No, you don't get that. So sometimes it's hard to transition to that. It's hard for me to transition to the internet as being an internet goofy guy.
Yeah,
That's difficult to me. It takes somebody to coach me. So it takes a little bit, because I'm not that internet savvy to do that type of internet, to talk like that, to do the what's that, country Waynes and the dubs. Those guys are good at what they do. It's just that when you transition over to comedy, you just don't have all those things to focus on. You only can, that crowd is only gonna give you one take, and that's it. So
yeah, I've seen a few internet comedians, and to CJ's credit, DC Young Fly to me is probably leading that movement as far as
for real.
Because it's been some that I've seen their little, like clips or whatever. But when you actually try to see or hear them do stand up, it's like, they bomb, because they don't have any videos to have commentating on or anything in front of them to already give that laughter, and you're just adding to it. And that's really what, in my opinion, when you saw the rise of the internet comedians, and one that I really thought was going to be funny that didn't do anything besides a movie he had. God, now I can't remember the guy's name.
I think I know who you're talking about, but I need some more references.
So he was in the movie with Sandra Bullock.
I know you're talking about the dude that was so he was with Emmanuel Hudson on Wild 'N Out. I know who you're talking about. Oh, it's killing me. It's killing me. But
he was on Wild 'N Out.
Yeah,
he was on Wild.
Yeah, actually, he did a few. I think maybe 1 or 2 seasons.
Really?
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but now he's just like, I don't know. I was like really liking his videos as far as the it's right when Instagram popped, and where I discovered him was that, because he was doing videos like basically, talking about females and how they act and things that they shouldn't do, and just basically trying to educate people. And I was a fan of him, but then all of a sudden he just fell off, and I'm like, oh, I get it now. You don't have anything to really put you in that direction of, okay, now I can be funny,
Right. It's a hard transition, man. It is. It's a hard transition on that stage.
Mr. Ben in the building, Mr. Ben Southers, the BS and the BS3 Network.
Yes, sir.
Good evening to you, buddy. Yeah, Davis is. I mean, his stuff gets sort of lame, though.
I heard about Ha Davis. He was here at the Improv.
See, but even then, if it's not, I don't know. Like, if I go to the Improv, to me, I feel like as a comedian, that seemed like that would be a lot of pressure, because it's such an intimate setting that if you're not funny, you're going to be able to see crowd reaction, people movements, people body language. To me, that would be like, all right, if I don't come with it, they going to let me know about myself. Because it's been a few times where I went to the Improv and I wasn't impressed with some big name comedians. I was like, keep working on your material.
Yeah. And may I ask who give me an initial of one?
No, so I'll tell you.
I'm playing the devil's advocate right now. I need to know who the initial of one.
You good? one of the ones I did go see that I was really not impressed with was Big Worm from Friday. What's his name?
Faison Love.
Faison Love. Yeah, I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't. Who else was it that I wasn't really impressed with? Ari Spears sort of does the same stuff, so I wasn't impressed with him either.
Right.
But my favorite though has to be Corey Holcomb to go see at the Improv. Yeah. Man, he kills it every time.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, and I was about to say, when it comes to openers, Corey Holcomb started out, and I still listen. Now, Corey Holcomb is a lot older than what a lot of people give him credit. Like, he up there, like Justin. I think he's probably older than you. Like, he got to be in his 40s. Like, he up there.
He's in his 50s.
Yeah, he's in his
50s. Okay, he's in his 50s. Okay, so he up there. But you know what? I want to say Corey Holcomb. You know what? Mike Epps too, and you're gonna get where I'm coming with this. And it's somebody else I can't forget, but they all started off as openers that were funnier than the dude that was like the quote on like the headliner. Like when Mike Epps was coming up, he constantly, I don't know who he was with, I don't even remember, but he used to say, man, as an opener, that's openers are low key. It's a low key position. Right. Because they just expect you just to warm up the crowd. You know, like you're expecting the openers to warm up to the crowd. Right. And Mike Epps came in there with that killer mentality. He was like, nah, bump on that. I'm gonna be funnier than the dude. And same thing with Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb actually talks about it. He talked about it more recently when he was talking about that whole debacle with the big girl. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's just she ain't big no more.
Monique.
Monique. Yeah, Monique. Yeah, Monique. Yeah. He was saying, like, man, you like when I came up in this game, as an opener, I was like, nah, I want to be funnier than the dude, to where the point they like, nah, bring that nigga back. Like that's what like you know what I'm saying? So that's why I was gonna bring it back to you. I was gonna ask for an opener, what advice would you give to an opener? Like, would you want that he or she to try to be funnier than the actual comedian? Do you think maybe they should just stay in their lane, kind of just stick to what you know because you haven't done it so far? What's your approach on becoming an opener?
As an opener, because I've been an opener for several comedians, and the best thing to do to play it safe is to play team ball. A show consists of comedians. You want the show to be good, and you can really mess yourself up by being greater than the headliner.
Yeah.
And it's honest to God truth. I know some guys right now that cannot open up for people because they so heavy hitters. They make the headliner work so hard that it really kind of put that headliner in a bad position. So I will always say to tell an opener, do your best, but don't ego trip off your best. Do what you came to do, because I guarantee you people notice who you are. People will notice who you are. And as a good opener, you want to impress who you can impress within that time. If you do more than your time, they can dismiss you from the show. You don't have any more shows to do. I seen it where an opener, I know this girl, bad, right out of Dallas. When I tell y'all, it's some comedians out of Dallas that's so funny, it's unbelievable. They just haven't got the recognition. This lady that I know, and I'll tell y'all her name, and she did that. She did this for one of the comedians that came from LA. Came there, they booked her to do an opener. And her first 2 nights, which was Thursday and Friday, she killed within 8 minutes. They took her off the show on the second show on Friday. The headliner didn't want her to do that because she was a killer. And it happens that way. It's sad to say that, but me, I'm not that. I'm more into the show. If you kill, I gotta kill.
Right.
And you got a lot of guys as headliners that ego trip off of, nah, I want everything to play to be mellow out, and then I'm going to take it up to that level because I'm that guy. And you have some comedians, headliners that are like that.
But I sort of look at And CJ, I know you can relate to this as well. I sort of look at, comedy and comedians that are working together. I look at it like when you're in school and you're practicing, like let's say you're a freshman and you're practicing for the varsity squad or whatever, you're going against an older, more experienced player. You want to go hard because number one, it gives you that opportunity for that exposure. Number two, also, it just makes that other person better. So when I hear like some comedians or some headliners are like, nah, you got to play the role or whatever, I don't necessarily like that because that means you're sort of like trying to diminish my light or diminish my talent. Then what are you afraid of? Because if you're as good as you say you are, then you should be able to follow up and shine through just as well, if not better than what I present. You know what I'm saying? And I should still be in that back learning from you. Right. I mean, you look at the older comedians like a Richard Pryor, then you had Eddie Murphy that learned from that. You had, like a Dave Chappelle has inspired probably every comedian that's coming up today. So I look at it that way, like, yo, you should be honored that someone feels like, hey, I gotta go up, I gotta give it my best because I may not get this opportunity again. You see what I'm saying?
It's funny that you said that about Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. Do you know Richard Pryor took Eddie Murphy off the show?
Wow, no, I did not know that.
Surely did.
Hey, that I was about to. Yeah, he sure did.
He took him off the show. You too funny.
But see, even that to me, that's just crazy. That's just hating. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
That's
like,
true. So true.
What are you doing?
Right.
Hey, you know what? And I was gonna say that, and actually, that was one of the comedians I actually forgot, and it's gonna come to me. Well, it came to me while you were speaking, but Dave Chappelle was also an opener. And you know what? And I'm gonna grab my phone and I gotta look it up right quick because I swear I remember he was talking about it. And like maybe in it was a not this comedy special on Netflix, but it was I think maybe the other one. He was saying how that he was an opener and the way his delivery, the way he was speaking, and Dave Chappelle is like kind of a little. Well, most comedians are vulgar nowadays, but just Dave Chappelle is up there when it comes to storytelling. Right. And the comedian, the whoever that was the main prize or whatever, he told like a young Dave Chappelle, like a 17, 18-year-old Dave Chappelle, he was like, hey, what you did, that's not gonna get you far. And then turn around, it was the dude, whoever that was recruited for Def Comedy Jam, came up to him and say, hey, I thought you was more funnier than the guy. I need you to come up there with Martin Lawrence and them. And literally the rest is history. Right. So I think a lot of people, when it comes to their opening, just being an opener, people are like, oh, I'm just an opener. A lot of big name comedians came up by being the opener and then being funnier. And you don't even got necessarily be funnier. Right. But if you just believe in yourself and you just got your, you just got your thing, then you can possibly get picked up as well. So that's why I just want just to shine some light on that opener piece because people be and I don't know about you guys, but I love it when I go to like an improv or or when I like to go see people or trying to see people perform, and then you have somebody that was surprisingly funny out of nowhere. He was like, oh, he was actually pretty good. Right. Yeah. Like, I think he was, so that's always a treat. I don't know about you guys, but that's always a treat to me, Right. So.
No, it's and sometimes and this is one of the things that a lot of people kind of get it kind of misconstrued is when you see that person's really not an opener. It's like if you're the headliner and you see that person's talent, sometimes you help him by taking him off and making him find his own way. Because sometimes you got people that's really comfortable with just being an opener, and they're never going to venture out to do things that they should do to be a headliner. So it's kind of like a devil advocate. It's kind of like you don't know if you really hurting them, but sometimes you helping them because they can see like they have more. Sometimes they don't even think good about themselves as an opener. Their confidence levels might not be that good. And then when somebody takes them off of something and they like, no, you and someone comes to them and give them more confidence. Now they give them more time to think about, you know what? Maybe I should start doing more time. Maybe I'm not an opener. Maybe I am a feature. Maybe I am a headliner. And sometimes it just plays a kind of like a bad part to the headline. I mean, I can see people looking at the headline and say, nah, man, that's wrong. But it sometimes you strengthen the opener. It gives him a different view of how he views himself and how he views his comedy. So it's kind of is back and forth. I don't know. It's crazy, but that's how it happens sometimes.
But I just feel like, to be quite honest with you, the comedy game is really like a hustle, right?
It is. Yeah,
so
it is.
I feel like some people get to a certain point where they're just content and they don't want anyone to take their shine or take away their hustle. But if you look at it as a comedian, you could travel across the United States and get booked at anywhere. And I doubt that you're really going to have too many opportunities where there's like a conflict as far as, well, we do the same style of comedy. Now we're running into each other. That's probably few and far between.
Yeah, it's true. It's a lot of comedians, man. I wish they would just take the time out to start focusing on themselves than to focusing on the show or the person that's actually the headliner. If you will focus more on yourself, man, and start doing stuff, because you're an independent contractor.
Right.
That's what you are. You're a businessman. As a comedian, you are an independent. You go and you can make your own contracts. You can do your own specials. You can do your own whatever shows. You can do that opportunity is out there for you. But a lot of comedians are so afraid to take that opportunity, man. And it's sad to say, I hate that when I see a comedian that's like that. That bothers me because they have the potential to be so great, but they just afraid to step out on their own.
Yeah. Hey. So I want to, because we at the 42-minute mark here.
Okay.
But I had a topic that I wanted to get into. Okay. I know CJ is definitely gonna go in on this. But I've been watching Adrain for the past probably like 2 days.
Yeah.
Facebook Live.
Right.
Go in on this topic. And it's funny that we were talking about church early on in the show, right? Yeah. And it was hard not to segue into it, but I'm glad we didn't, because that conversation alone about, comedians and everything like that, it's definitely needed, especially because we're trying to make sure that we get this show. Right. Everybody, please come out, support my brother, support what he's doing. Tickets will go on sale. You will definitely see it on my Facebook, as well as I will announce it on the podcast as well, where you can get tickets from. I know the BS3 family, some of us will definitely be in the building, as well as other people that I've already talked to about this. So, man, we're so looking forward to it. But without any further ado, let's get into the topic that you and I'm pointing at you right now.
Yeah.
You started and you felt like, you know what, this has to be addressed. And you don't have to apologize to my audience, because one thing about us is that we're here to always learn and challenge ourselves and learn new things and push ourselves, right? Sure. Hence the name Elevate. So with that being said, I felt like you had some great insight on it, and I want you to go ahead and address it right now. And CJ, I definitely gotta have
Okay. Well, I did a video about the tithing, and there was a clip about Cliff Love Dollar. He said he was wrong. He said tithing is wrong. He said I've been leading y'all to to destruction. And this is what this man said. He said that is not tithing. Tithing, I've said it wrong, and I was wrong about it. And he apologized. But the thing about it is, and I had people that hit me up and it was like, well, tithing is in the Bible. I said, well, they told me to go to Leviticus 27 and 30 through 34, something like that. And I read it, and the word tenth is in the Bible. I read it through the I seen it through in the Quran. They say this in there too. In the Holy Bible. So I've seen that. But if you read before then, it talks about goods. It has nothing to do with money. And people don't understand that currency is a difference than a person goods. We're talking about a person that is a farmer, and they said bring your food, your goods to the house, so therefore it can be distributed out to the poor who are in need. That is what tithing, that's what they call tithing, is for. So I was telling these women on there, and I was saying, hey, that is some bullshit. This man has been leading these people for all this damn time, and this man asked for your tithes and offering in what he been preaching for 30 years. So you done got enough tithe and offering, because hell, if we bought you a $65 million plane. So why would you now come to this conclusion to say, you know what, I've been leading y'all? Well, let me ask you this. If I buy you a house, a car, and an airplane, what else do you need to survive? I'm done. If I do all that for you, there's nothing else you can ask me for. I done gave you money. I done gave you a car. I gave you a house. I gave you an airplane. You don't need anything else. So the tithing thing, man, I tell people all the time, man, it's about your heart. It's about what you want to give for yourself. I don't have to be a Christian. I don't have to be no type of religion person to be good. I can be good for myself. I don't need all that. So tithing is not what people think it is. And they're gonna try to, I hope they come on here. I hope somebody please come on here and challenge me to this. I wish they would. Oh, I'm ready for it. Tithing, no, it's not right. No.
So it's funny because me and CJ in previous podcasts, we had these conversations before of these mega churches and the things that they do not do for the communities, the lack of being involved in the community, the lack of, opening up their doors. And CJ gave the example of, the winter storm that hit Texas and the pastor down in Houston not wanting to open up his church, and places here in Dallas where honestly, I know for me personally, I went out and I got a hotel, but I was also on my phone making calls to make sure not only family, but make sure other people had the things that they needed, make sure that they were straight. And I've always gave the example of, I'm from Garland, right? And I come from a community where there are a lot of elders that are, on fixed incomes or may not be able to afford certain things in their lives, but they go to church consistently and they consistently give to that church.
That's right.
Whether they're the biggest donor or not, it doesn't matter. But I'm looking at the church as, you are tied into this community and you have an obligation not only to the Lord, but if you call yourself doing the Lord's work, you have an obligation to the people.
Right.
And if you're not meeting or fulfilling those obligations for the people, then what are we really doing? Who are we really donating to? Who are we really giving our time to on Sunday? And let's just be honest. I mean, football season ain't that far away. Nope. A lot of us will be debating on, do I go to church or do I catch my Cowboys?
You dang all
right.
Got
an early game. Do I catch Cowboys or do I go to church?
There you go.
He may run a few minutes over and I miss my first half. That's a problem. Yep. So for me, when you were talking about this, it was just like, finally, like someone, because you know this in the back of your head, right?
Oh, they know.
But
they know.
It's like, us as a people, when do we stop being so blind and stop being led by, this is what mama did, this is what grandma did, this is what grandpa did? Like, when do we start thinking for ourselves, and when do we start holding our church leaders, and not just church leaders, but holding our politicians, holding our school officials? When do we start holding people accountable for things that we know we need as a community. So when you were speaking on that, and I do remember the backlash he got for buying that jet. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, what's really going on? What do you need that for? And, you know, also like the cars, these ain't no like Chevy cars. These are like Bentleys and Ferraris. And I'm like, yo, you a man of God. I mean, I thought like worldly possessions wasn't really your thing. But if I'm seeing you have the latest and the greatest, and I'm a member and I'm struggling within your church home, now I got a problem. Because Pastor, we need help. And you know, you see the movement with the Black Lives Matter, and I was wondering to myself, well, what is the church doing as far as getting involved with the movements? What are the church doing when unarmed Black men are killed, or unarmed Black people in general are killed or mistreated? I'm not seeing the church on the front line. I'm hearing about the church offering prayer, or our thoughts and prayers are with you. Well, at what point do we say, hey, we prayed enough, now we gotta, because in the Bible it says it, faith without work is dead, right? So
totally dead.
If you praying and you have all this faith and everything, what are you doing to put in the work? Is that's just my question. And I'm not knocking anyone's church or any individual. It's just my thoughts, because I know what I do as far as trying to be active in the community, trying to give back, trying to give our youth something to look forward to. I want someone to come after me and say, I like what Justin was doing, but I feel like I could do it bigger and better. Great, because that means I set the foundation and I set the bar for you to exceed. And when I look at our leaders like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, in my opinion, they set the foundation for us to succeed. So when I hear people, we're going to go march about this or march about that, yo, they did that already. It's time to do something else. And, you know, for me, that else is, hey, I want to be able to reach out, teach my youth, or help my community grow, help my community be pointed in the right direction and learn. But that to me with the tithings, because I always used to hear that you're supposed to give 10% of whatever your monthly income is. And to me, it's like, yo, what? Like, that's crazy. I don't even want to say crazy, but to me, it's like, yo, what if I'm not making that type of money and that 10% is going to hurt me? Like, they always say, oh, well, God will look out for you. God will bless you. God will take care of what you need. Well, I'm sorry, no disrespect, but I don't see God paying water bills or electricity bills.
Thank you.
CJ, what's yours, brother?
So I had to look up, because I didn't know. Like I said, I'm disconnected. I'm trying to tell you, the last pastor I visited was Pastor Ricky G. Rush. I don't even know if the dude's still doing his thing. I know he had a couple of situations, which we ain't gonna get out of here, that may wanted him to step out that light. But, you know, so I had to do some Google. I had to Google what tithing was. I didn't even know what the hell tithing was, but it sounded like he was talking about offerings and stuff like that, right?
Right.
All right. Okay. So here's what I gotta say, right? When we have these big churches and these mega pastors, obviously somebody getting paid. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, I understand the pastor to a certain extent. Like, let me explain. If I'm doing everything correctly, if I'm providing for my community, if you see me there at from when the president comes down or whoever's trying to make a political campaign up until, you know, I'm up there in the ISD, the GIS, Garland Independent School District meetings. If I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, if I'm all up in throughout the community, shit, let me enjoy my damn money, cause I'm putting in the work. I'm putting in the work. You see me you see me out here. You see me when it gets cold. I open up my church doors.
Is he still at Outback?
He's still at Outback.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was a question. I didn't know.
Yeah, he's still there.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay,
I didn't know. I haven't been to that church in so long, man.
trying to tell you. I think everybody in Dallas done been to Outback.
That's true.
But anyway, if you're just, if you're taking care of business in your community, if I constantly keep seeing you, I personally do not have a problem. But that's it. But the reality is, most of these mega churches, they're not doing that. Most of these mega churches, when it's getting cold, when TD Jake is out doing all these, everybody done win. You see what I'm saying? But while these TD Jakes, the Joel Osteens, apparently Clifford Kraft, right? That's his
Creflo Dollar.
Creflo Dollar.
He's out in Atlanta, right?
Clifford Kraft.
Yeah, he's out of Atlanta.
You had me looking up. I'm tripping, but it sounds like he wasn't doing everything he was supposed to do. And here's kind of my issue. I may not be the most religious man. Obviously, I can't even quote you not one scripture. No, I can quote you one. That one when he be like, "He who hasn't thrown the first stone shouldn't be talking."
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he ain't say it like that.
Who without seeing cast the first stone?
Yeah. He there we go. Hey, catch CJ up in church, man. Catch me up in church, man. But you're playing with people's religion and you're playing with their mentality. That's something as a man I can never get down with. And that's why I always have respect. When it comes to somebody's craft, whether you like a comedian, I'm gonna respect your craft because I can't do that. I can't this, that, and the third. So you deserve everything that comes your way. As a pastor, you're playing off of people's emotions. You're doing all this, that, and the third, and you're not helping, but you're receiving. That's my issue. That's my problem. The moment I start seeing more of these mega churches, and not to say they ain't never did it before, because of course they come quote you, man. Hey, we gave $1 million twice, but just like Justin, I looked up how much Joel Osteen makes probably per year. It was like in 1 year he made like $90 million one time, and I checked to see maybe what was all his. He maybe gave out maybe 2 or 3 mil. That's nothing. So if you're doing your part in your community, I don't have the problem with you enjoying the work you put in. I ain't gonna lie. If you start as a small pastor and you finally and you're doing what you're passionate about and you're getting benefits, I don't have a problem. But I do have a problem when you start manipulating people and you just out here begging and start asking every time, man, we need donation, we need this, that, and the third, And I respect the pastors that keep it low key. You ain't got to get a mansion, but But you know what? If Buddy, or let's say if TD Jake or whoever was in like a Highland Park area, just a nice neighborhood, I ain't gonna say nothing. But when you start buying all these outlandish things and you starting to, I just be like, you know what? I better see you at everything. I don't give a damn. If them damn Girl Scout cookies at Walmart, you better be right there with them, promoting them. You need to be involved. So that's kind of how I feel about that.
Well, it's just like what Adrain was saying earlier, right? Like, us as a people, and meaning us as a people, meaning Black people, we're a gossiping type of people, right? So if someone sees you having certain things, then you better make sure you're doing what you need to do. I agree with you 110, CJ. If you're doing the work that needs to be done within the community, then by all means, enjoy your fruits of your labor. But always keep in mind, man, like Martin Luther King died broke. Malcolm X died broke.
Yeah.
Like these are real, what I would consider like real leaders within our community that died with having nothing because they stood for a cause. They stood for the people. And Martin Luther King has an arrest record longer than most people we probably know.
Preach.
And that to me says something, because when I see these, it was a woman just here at the Juneteenth thing that was telling me about, her 18-year-old son messing with a 17-year-old girl, and the parents of the 17-year-old girl presses charges on the son, and he's being tried as an adult. And guess where they met at? At church. And when she went to the pastor to look for help, the pastor turned his back on the kid.
You know why?
Mind you, they've been at that church for, she said, over 15 years. The boy basically grew up in that church. And they told her, hey, he can no longer be in the teen group. He can no longer, mind you, this is within the church house. This is where you worship. This is where, for a kid, you're supposed to feel safe. You're supposed to feel like comfortable having that type of conversation. Like, yo, I had no, like, he's 18, she's 17. I get it by law, but at the same time, I'm understanding that these are teenage kids, that he probably wasn't even educated on that. The parents wasn't even thinking along those lines of, oh yeah, they got it jumping off in the church. They ain't thinking that, but it happens every single day.
Yeah, that is true. And this one of the things when you were talking, CJ, it's one of the things you have to understand about churches. A lot of people don't really understand this, and this is something I had to research for myself, and I'm pretty sure that you will get this, Mr. Carwell. You probably will too. But these churches sometimes they get government funding.
Oh yeah,
we're talking about millions and millions of dollars. So when we were talking about the young man that was with the 17-year-old and he couldn't help them, sometimes it diminish your funds. So churches have to be really careful what they do, and that is the thing about that incident. And you were speaking about if the pastor is doing his job. Well, first of all, a pastor is no job being a pastor. You are selected by God to do the works of God. This is not a church where you go get an interview and you say, hey, we're going to hire you to be a pastor. If you say that you're called by the man above. A pastor is not a job. Pastoring is not a job. It is a lifestyle that you live. At me being a man, I don't get paid to be a man. That's a lifestyle that I live. So when you say about a pastor getting funded, no, he can get blessed by people like me. If I were to give the pastor $1 million, that's what I give out of the bottom of my heart. That is me giving to the pastor. I'm giving that to him because God told me to give that to that pastor. I'm rewarding him for his work, for what I think that he should get from me. But when you are a pastor and you go out and you say, hey, I went to 10 different churches. I did this, I did this, I did this. No, you're doing the work for the Lord. The Lord pays you by giving you life, giving you blessings upon blessings that we can't even imagine to receive. These are gifts that are supposed to be gifted to you. These are not supposed to be like, okay, I'm doing this, and then all of a sudden, where's my paycheck? That is the wrong idea to do. If you're going to think like that as a pastor, you are the hypocrite of the world. If you choose to do that job, that is just something that you chose to do, that you have a deal with God to do that, not with the people. The people are just saying, hey, man, listen, I like you. I like your work. We all going to get together and we're going to give you a donation. That's something that you want to give him. But he's saying, no, you got to pay me every month. You got to give me $1,000 a month. That is not correct. That is totally wrong, because you cannot find that nowhere in the Bible that you're going to get paid to be a pastor. If it was, I'd be one right now. I wouldn't be doing a comedy show. I'd be telling y'all to come to my church and I'm finna preach, and I want y'all Negroes to give, you got to pay $100 to walk in my church, and you got to get 10%. And I need some gift cards on top of that.
Hey, brother, brother, man, I kid you not. I went to, and that's why I keep saying Albach. And see, people can't trust. I ain't gonna have nobody tell me what that. You know what? That might have been y'all Sunday. My Sunday I went to, I swear to God, the damn, like the niggas, like the ushers with the little Michael Jackson little joints. They passed the collection. They passed the collections before the nigga got to starting to speak. I was like, whoa, what? But everybody. You know, and I had like my little piggyback. I had like a Spider-Man wallet. I cut some grass. I gave him $1. And then while homeboy was speaking again, it came back round. I'm like, hey, I was like, hey, I already gave him my, hold on, tell me why. And when I didn't put nothing, man, that usher looked at me in disgust, and he just walked, and he put it to the next one. I said, mind you, I was like 10. You see, in the part of the story, I said my Spider-Man wallet.
Yeah, he said Spider-Man.
So that's kind of why. And I like what you said, how you're chosen by the Lord.
Right.
And even though I'm not the most religious person in the, I do believe in God.
Right.
But that whole plan, and that's why I don't even mess with, because we have a whole bunch of false prophets as well. And you know what?
So many.
I let them, people be saying how Jesus came upon them one day, and I'm like, so you telling me he came to you, but you don't never want, I don't never want to question that, because I'm like, if the shit real, then but I highly doubt it, just by how some of these, matter of fact, and Justin, I'm gonna show you the video. I swear, I kid you not. It's a video on YouTube, and it was a pastor that was trying to let everybody know why he's the chosen one. For one, if I don't believe there's no chosen specific one, like Jesus was just going down his list. Yeah, it's about to be you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's not how it happened, but the way this pastor was saying, and everybody was just like, oh yeah. This dude said, oh, I was asleep one night and I had a dream, and Jesus came down on me, and he says, I chose you. Tell me why everybody in the church ate that shit up. Everybody was, people, and then hold on, and then the drummer boy, dun.
That's me.
And that's what, so I was just like, if that did happen, I'm okay. But you have a lot of these false prophets out there, and you're playing on the emotion of the word of the Lord, and you're playing on people's emotions of just, they're going there to worship. And you don't want to mess with people's worship. I don't even give a damn if it ain't even Christianity, but you don't play about people worship.
That's true.
And their place to worship as well.
Yeah, but you got, that's where cult followings start, right? Mm-hmm. So when you truly are sitting there, and it's one on Netflix now that was hilarious to me. This dude was marrying 14 and 16-year-old little girls and getting them pregnant, saying that God wants me to have a baby by you. And I hate to say this, but usually you don't see too many of us in those cults, because it's something within our heads that be like, hey, get the hell away from that. Nah, hell no. Nah. But you see them all day. They in that shit. Yo, we're going to die with David Koresh here in Waco. Go ahead and burn the house down. Hell no. I'm getting out of there. God ain't got it for me to die like that. I'm out. But for me personally, I always looked at religion as, that's cool. If that's your belief or that's your practice, one religion isn't the only religion that's going to make it to the gates of heaven, and God's going to ask you, well, were you Muslim? Were you Christian? Well, you're not welcome in my heaven because you're Muslim. You're not a Christian. To me, it's so weird. And one guy I want y'all to look up is his name is Brother Polite, right? Now, he's done some questionable things, but his stance on Christianity and the way he was going in on this one dude, I swear to you, it just made you really sit there and be like, you know what? You got some great points, my brother. I can't argue. But at the same time, for those Christians out there, to me, I feel like that's where your faith really comes in, because you always hear, my faith is being tested. My faith is being tested. Mm-hmm. Well, it's certain things that, knowing God for yourself is the most important thing. And I don't feel like a man is going to be placed here to bring you closer to God. I think God is within you. Church is within you. That thing in your head, that conscience that tells you yo, this is wrong or this is right. You know what I'm saying?
Almost definitely.
That's God speaking to you, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But you got too many people out here that fall for the okie doke that go broke. Because I've seen it within my community of people paying their tithes, and it's like, yo, but you got candles in your house because the lights are off. Well, God's gonna make a way, baby. Like, no. Like, and that's not to knock churches, because some churches really do say, hey, let us know if you need help. Let us know what's going on, and we gonna band together and make it work.
That's true.
But when it becomes that oh, I got a jet, or oh, I drive this Bentley, and now I'm upgrading to the new Bentley because this is what God want me to have. I seriously doubt God said, hey, I need you to go get that new Bentley and put some 22s on there because I like to look good. Like, nah, man.
But people be eating that shit up. Like, they be like, hey, and it's so funny. They made it a joke. It's probably on one of them goofy, one of them Wayne films when it was, I forgot what film it was, but they was like, now, yo, I seen that. They was like, hey, so I was at dealership. I seen this 2011 Chrysler, and the Lord said, that's you, brother. That's you. And they be eating it up. But like, that be for real how they almost be talking. And I'm just like, no. And I just be like, you know what? I know I've been out of touch, you know, but ain't no way like y'all just had a conversation, like, you know, like JC just came into the crib, like, hey, so you looking at business? Hey, so you want to get that right up? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's the one I'm telling you. And I'm his son. Like, no, that ain't how that ain't no. But like you said, Justin, it's that cult mentality.
Yes.
And unfortunately, like be a little dark a little bit, but we can lighten it up here in a second. That's how that church that was in like Virginia, that crazy ass white dude that was talking about, we finna take a sip and we finna go see him like today.
Oh, that drink that poison.
That was in Texas.
Yeah, that was here.
That was in Texas, right down the street, Waco, Texas, brother.
That was in Waco. Okay, I thought that was in DFW. I was about to say, man,
we in Waco, Texas. Yeah.
You get a bunch of sorry to say it, but you get a bunch of rednecks that believe in an individual. I tell you right now, Donald Trump can go live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, anything. Let Donald Trump go live and let him say something that sparks them. And you'll see, just like you saw on January 6th, just like you saw them climbing the wall, storming the Capitol, you will see that is a cult following to the T. And you had a lot of them that was not afraid to hide themselves. You had a lot of them that was totally fine with whatever the outcome gonna be. My president told me to do it.
That's right.
And that is what's scary about this country, because you got so many people that cannot think for them damn selves.
Right.
And it's scary because I've heard several individuals that come home from prison that says, hey, if I can't get it together, guess what? That church hustle look real good. Because guess what? I can start something. I can walk the streets. I can build a congregation.
Yeah.
Guess what? That money is not non-taxable. Non-taxable. So the government is looking out for you. And that was made legal, I think, by Bush. What was it? Bush Jr. made that legal. Where the government put their hands on the churches because it became, hey, we need y'all to tell us what's going on in the community.
We need those votes.
Exactly. And if you niggas try to organize, guess what? We got a pastor that's on our team. He's gonna let us know. And it's funny that you said that, Adrain, about that story with the lady and her son. You're exactly right. They don't want to go against the government. They don't want to go against that. They want to say, oh no, we got to wash our hands with him because you're gonna mess up our funding.
That's right.
To me, it's like, yo, that ain't how are you supposed to lead? How are you supposed to help better people's lives or give people hope? Because I see people that legit, they look forward to Sunday because it's like I get a fresh start. It's gonna help my the rest of my week is gonna go by without a hitch, or it's gonna go by a lot smoother because I was at church Sunday and I got the word and I got filled. Not saying that you can't do that, but if it's within you and you're living by those words,
that's right.
Or you're living by that example that's supposed to be set by your pastor, then hey, more kudos to you. But if you're going on Sunday and then Monday you out here thugging all the rest of the week until Sunday again, man, hell no. I call bullshit. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Or if you're a pastor saying, hey, my congregation, my sheep, my flock, I need this and that, and you got a jet, like hell no. And he's in Atlanta. I know the homeless population in Atlanta is a problem.
Yes, it is.
What are you doing? Like, tell me, what is your church doing to say, hey, either y'all come here and get fed, or y'all come here and get cleaned up, or y'all come here, let us help you get a job. And that's one thing I'll say. My cousin is a pastor, and we went as the network, the BS3 network, we went to his church, and the fact that he found a homeless man and his church, the money went from the church to get this man cleaned up, get him some clothes. They found him a job. Like, they paid another week for his hotel stay. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what you're supposed to.
That I can get behind all day. But when it's just that, yo, we all look good, or hey, yeah, I gotta wash my car because I gotta go to church on Sunday. Huh, nigga? What? I'm confused.
Yeah. You know, it's funny that you say that about the coat, man. Let me tell you this. I gotta tell y'all this story. I was dating this young lady, beautiful lady. She had 2 kids, and we had been dating for a while. And she said, "Hey, I want to take you to my church." I said, "All right, cool, no problem." I'm not gonna say the name of the church because I don't want to get that started. But if y'all want me to, I can say it. It's just up to y'all. I can blast it if I want.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay, I'm not gonna do it.
If you still have communication with the young lady and stuff.
No, I don't have no communication. I ain't seen her in 20 years. So, but now about 10 years. So, but she took me to this church, and at the Sunday that we went to this church, because I'm playing stepdad because she was so fine. I like, oh Lord, I was playing stepdad. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. This mother was fine. So I went to the church, man. We got to the church, and they said, "Hey, we're gonna build a new church, and what we're gonna do with the new church that we're building, you can buy a brick for $1,000. So this brick that you're gonna put your name on this brick, and you're gonna post it. And when people come to the church, you get to see your name because you're a member of the church. But that brick is gonna cost you $1,000." So I was like, "Oh, dang, this is." I said, "Okay, never heard of this before." So this went on. So I was like, "Okay, cool." So we started dating, having a good time. You know, kind of month went by, and she called me up one day. She said, "Hey, excuse me, Adrian. I ain't never just asked nobody for nothing, but can you do me a favor?" I said, "What's the favors?" She said, "Hey, I need to borrow some money." I said, "Okay." I said, what you need?" She said, "Listen, I need about $400. I said, "Okay." I said, "All right, cool." I said, "All right." I got it. I'll pay you back. Man, I gave this woman $400, right? Do you know she bought that brick and didn't even pay her rent? I can't make this up, dog. I cannot make
the brick was $1,000, right?
The brick was $1,000. She was short 400. She did not pay her rent, but she bought that damn brick, and that brick is still at that church. I wish I could say the church, but I'm not gonna say it. But I guarantee you, if you go to that church, you're gonna see a whole lot of bricks at this church with their names on it, and it's over probably 10,000 bricks.
Man, hey, you know what? Mad. Hey, time out. Hey, I just did some math. The average brick just to make a house, and we ain't talking about like just for an average house is 8,176. So just times that by 100. That's $8,176,000. I don't even think I said that right. This amount right here is what I'm talking about. Shit. That's a lot of damn money for Man,
I'm just telling you.
Man, you should have went to that church with
the mind, man. The mind is the words are powerful, man. They are really, really powerful. And that woman did that.
Man, I would have been at that church with that chisel and that hammer, and I would have got my $400 up out of that church now. Straight
Justin,
up. Yo,
Justin,
oh man.
No, I'm sorry. No, Justin, didn't you say whoever y'all pastor that's out there in Grand Prairie? No, I'm sorry, that's the wrong GP. Not Grand Prairie. Garland. What's that? That pastor you said I was supposed to speak, but he was charging like $1,000 a minute.
Oh, that was Freddie Haynes.
Right here,
Freddie Haynes. That he ain't in Garland. They were.
Oh, I thought he was. Oh, okay.
So that Adrain, and that's what I was telling you about. When you get within the city, you'll start seeing things. Man, they wanted him to speak. Well, somebody on the board wanted him to speak at the Juneteenth event, and they contacted him, and he told them how much he charges. And I was like, huh? Like, hell no. So when they brought it back to the meeting, I mean, nobody really wanted to say nothing because you're talking about pastors and stuff like that. But I couldn't help it, man. I was just like, y'all got to be crazy. You going to pay somebody, I think his budget for him to come out, I think it was for 30 minutes was going to cost us probably like maybe $8,000.
What?
I'm like, is this nigga passing out miracles? Is this nigga healing the sick? Is he making people like
powerful bless all, boy?
Yeah, like what's going on? But it's so sad, man, because it's like, yo, people pay that. People really will be like, yo, he's worth it. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, yo, this is in our community. This is Garland, and you have several churches in Garland. And that's why I was like, you can't tell me you can't find a pastor within Garland or a pastor from Garland that will do it on the strength of the community versus someone trying to hit you over the head for 30 minutes of their time.
Right.
Like, what's the message you sending? Because I know if I was a young kid and I was in, trouble or whatever, I'm going to be looking at him like, yo, I need that gig right there. 30 minutes, I got AGs. Yeah, I appreciate that. Lick.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
Yeah, and you got a lot of pastors that get it, man. Especially doing revivals. Oh Lord, man. Oh yeah, it's unbelievable, man.
And I'm sorry you didn't go to that church and get your brick out of that wall. I would at least took half of that brick.
Yeah, hey man,
$400 worth of it. Yeah, $400 worth of that brick would have been in my pocket.
I bought a $400 brick, man.
Bro, we ain't even talking about cocaine. You talking about an actual brick. You ain't talking about an actual
cement block.
A cement block from fucking Home Depot. Shit, you brought a brick.
A brick.
We can go. It ain't too late, man. We could go chisel her name out and put it on her doorstep. Like, yo, you still owe me $400. Your brick hasn't been repossessed until payment is made.
Yeah, man. But you know what, man? We really have to start blaming the people too, man. The stupidity starts with the people.
You gotta hold people accountable.
Yeah,
man.
We gotta start holding people accountable, man.
I always look at it like, man, you can't be the blind leading the blind. Like, you gotta have somebody that has some type of wisdom, some type of foresight that can tell you, like, ain't no way. You gave her that $400. I wouldn't have gave it. I'd have been like, "Oh, you crazy? You gonna do what with that? You want that brick?"
Good, dog. She must have been a 5-piece.
Man, hey man, it was good, dog. I ain't even gonna lie. I was a young brother, but man, I had that 400. I had that 400 was hard to give, but man, you ought to see them eyes, boy. Them eyes and them boy.
Man, boy.
Woo! I ain't never gave no 400.
Hey, I feel you.
Hey man, I was hurt to get that 400, but boy, I had to.
Hold on, Justin. 2 questions, and then I swear we can wrap it up. I know you've been trying to wrap it up, but hold on. First off, about the shouty, did you at least?
Oh yes.
I wanted to make sure because that's real. Hey, because you gotta warm me up to get that $400. This just can't be just a. I just met you. We don't went on a couple days. Nah, I needed to be in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But
yeah.
I knew that happened when he said he was playing stepdad.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, that was a given. Like, I ain't even have to ask that. I already knew. Like, yeah. And then not only that, but if a woman that you haven't been intimate with hits you up for some bread, I don't care if it's $20. I'm gonna be like, what you talking about?
Yes.
I mean, I remember CJ. Matter of fact, I was 25, and I remember I was staying in far north Dallas, and this chick that I was talking to from Lancaster was like, she was like, yo, I want to come over, I want to come hang, whatever. I was like,
she's trying to creep.
No, but then she tried to hit me for gas money. I was like, what? Like, really pulled it. Like, yo, I need gas money though. I'm like, huh?
Nah, she wasn't finna go to your shit, boy.
Man, and I'll tell you, man, when it comes to me in my money, like, I don't want to say I'm stingy, but I definitely am very frugal. If you don't know what that word means, look it up. But I'm very frugal, and I hold on. So, Adrain, you giving $400, you a way better man than me.
Yeah, man.
That $400, even if it was for her rent, I would have been like, so you need to work on the budget. What are you doing? What's happening in life?
Hey, go ahead and drop a picture. Hey, you send the picture to Justin, and Justin gonna send me, because I need to know what she was. $400.
Man, yes.
And keep in mind, it ain't too late to go get your brick, man.
It's not too late to get that brick.
She may be married now and everything, but you still go repossess that brick to be like, yo, you owe me $400. Yes. And I don't know how long ago this was, but it got to be equivalent to today's dollar. So if it was $400 back in the 90s, now we in 2022, that $400 easily should be maybe about $600-700.
Yeah, about $600-700.
Yeah, $600-700.
Yeah, I feel you.
Depending on how nice you want to be. If you want to be nice, you want to be nice, $600. But
$600. Yeah, you're right.
This is like my last question to ask, and then we can go ahead and hop out, because I know you've been trying, jump off. But I was going to ask you, and this is back to the comedian question, and I wanted to ask you this, but this one I want to say for the last bit, and after that I'll let you speak, and then we can wrap it up. But have you ever, as a comedian, been like booed, or like maybe the crowd kind of just went stale, like it was dry, and they kind of give you that, damn, this nigga gone. Wrap it up, like, you know what I'm saying? But have you ever been kind of like glazed like that though?
Oh yeah, I've never been booed. Never been booed. But I've been in situations to where it was quiet. That's worse than being booed.
I know, like, they gotta be awkward, like, after you done told a joke, you laugh,
yeah. And it happens to the best, man. It happens to the best. I would say this. I've learned from that, because my energy level wasn't right. I was trying to tell a joke, and I'm more animated. I'm a Martin Lawrence type comedian. That's my favorite comedian of all times. And so I like to move around. I like to act. I like to move and do all kind of things. But I was just being stale. I wanted to go up there and just tell a joke and be like a Dave Chappelle. That's not my style of comedy. So it came out like that, but it was like, and everybody was quiet. And then I had to get back on how I used to be, that crazy Adrain, that Puma Man's type style. So I had to give him that. And once I got him that, then I got 2 or 3 claps after that.
So let me ask this question too, as far as the show is concerned.
Okay.
And once again, for the people that just joined us, I know we got A-Trap in the building. My cousin Shalina just hit us saying that she's crying in the car laughing at us. But I'm serious about that $400, man. We need to go get that brick.
We gotta go get that brick.
Now, next time you out here in Roy City, you stop by my house. You ring that doorbell. We going to
and then Justin gonna call me, and we all getting that brick.
We gonna get that brick. And you ain't even gotta put your name on it. I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm holding this because my partner gave $400.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
We don't get this money. So I'm gonna put the flyer up once again. Okay. We're asking for everyone to please come out and support Saturday, September 3rd.
Yes.
If you ain't got, I don't care if you got something going on, but if you looking for an opportunity to have some laugh, some good times, some memories to share, this is something that I feel is gonna be huge for the city. This is something that I feel is going to be huge for your career as a comedian.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
And man, I'm honored to be able to support you and to help you with this.
Thank you, sir.
So when you do blow up, I mean, I ain't a real actor or nothing, but just, you can throw me a little extra scene.
I
just want to be in the background somewhere.
I got you.
I could just be like, y'all see my movie? Yeah, that's me in the background.
That's gonna be in that whole cooking on the scene. He gonna be one of the chefs cooking and everything.
Hey, no, I'm gonna have him go to that church and take out that brick. That's what I'm gonna do.
There you go. I'm for real. I'm gonna look out for you with that brick because that hurt my feelings.
Be in that whole credited as Goon 1 in that scene when that. Man. Hey man, but it was a pleasure having you on this show, Real Talk. Actually, this is one of my favorite episodes. I'm gonna just say this is one of my favorite episodes right here. I ain't gonna lie. And so Justin going, so that means I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
Now, so can I? So this theater, so like, can I like drink? Is there like a food that come around, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, it's a theater that you can't drink inside of the theater. You can only drink from the outside of the theater. But it was kind of hard from the city of Garland. They don't like to have drinks in there, but we're gonna figure out some type of way to have drinks. You will have to probably come early because you have to drink your drink inside the wait area. And you can't take it inside the theater.
Oh, that's all right. That means we gonna get Justin. Hey, we gonna pre-gaming.
Yeah. That's why I'm up early because the show starts at 7:30, but I'm opening up the doors at 6. So therefore, people can come there, have a little DJ that's playing music. So it's gonna be pretty nice for people that want to come early and kind of get their little drink on and kind of parlay, figure out where they want to sit, and just have some really good time, man. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of different things you will see, a lot of memories, things that I'm gonna take y'all back and to. Oh man, you're gonna be mesmerized by the comedy, man.
That's what's up. Yeah. And Adrain, I need to plug you in. There's a barbecue shop right over there in Trenton.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure because he went to high school with me.
Okay.
And, he's the owner of that shop. But I'm pretty sure he'll probably have some type of incentive for like, everybody's at the show. Everybody want to go eat or something. Maybe discount some food.
Okay.
Or even if the DJ wants to set up over there and maybe have like a little after show, like after party. Maybe we could work on having that established and doing it that way as well.
Okay.
But I'll follow up with that. Well, I'll follow up with him tomorrow.
That'd be great.
Keep you in the loop, man, for sure.
That'd be great. That'd be great, man. Appreciate y'all.
So if I keep adding on, but I swear that's the last thing I'm gonna say.
No, go ahead.
No. Check this out, Adrain. If I sit up front, will you roast me? Because if you roast me, I ain't gonna lie. I'ma laugh, but I'ma low key be like, nigga, we just had this motherfucker on the damn show, and he really gonna glaze me like that?
No,
I just had him on.
I'm gonna say, Justin. Hey, Justin, bring them back because I ain't gonna be no heckler, but Justin, bring them back. We about to be me and you. So I just want to make sure that I'm good if I decide to sit up front.
No, man, you're good, man. This is a live taping. This is a live taping. This is a performance type event, and of course, we mess with the crowd here and there, but
shit, Justin.
But it's nothing. It's nothing that distracts. You know what, man? Because I was kind of weird. I'm kind of really. I was like, dang, because when people talk to comedians, they always want to know what happened with the Chris Rock and Will Smith, and I was shocked that I didn't get that question. I was like, wow, that's different. But yeah, no, with the stuff that's going on right now, man, it's kind of. comedians gonna have to be careful right now, man. You can't certain things. The level of comedy just gonna have to do. Stick to your script. Leave the crowd alone. Just do material, man. You know?
You better give that disclaimer because they talk about me. I'm rushing that stage.
I know that's right, bro.
I
know that's right, bro.
Hey, brother, let you or one of them openers talk about Melissa. He finna be just like Will Smith. He finna. He finna die like. He finna,
yeah.
I'm gonna be it's like, serious... Justin, chill out, man. He made a look.
But I'm just gonna say this just a little bit. But I'm telling you, that's been going on for years, man. I can name so many people that's done got slapped and beat up on stage. So many comedians that's done got beat up on stage, man. Yeah, this is just went public. This is one of the things that just went national. But I can name you some comedians. I know some stories I can tell y'all. Y'all be like, man, stop playing. That I seen with these 4 eyes, and I was like, woo! You wouldn't even believe. There's a lot of stuff going on in comedy, man. Seriously. Yeah.
Well, once again, man, we want to tell you appreciate you joining.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And as always, just like I tell all my guests, man, anytime you want to get on here and plug something or just come to just have a good time with us,
right,
man, we talk about different topics, but one thing about it is we try to learn from every topic that we talk about.
Okay.
So with that being said, man, this is always a platform that's going to be open for you as well.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure Ben is definitely going to be getting with you we can figure out how to network and how to make this work as far as the comedy show. I would love for me and CJ to get there early, maybe get some of the comedians just to interview them, just
Please
to,
do. Yeah.
See how what they're expecting out of the show and what they want to look forward to.
Oh, yeah, please do, man. That'll be great, man. And I want to do this again with you guys before the show, too.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
Oh, yeah,
we'll definitely make that work. Yeah, but with that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and jump out of here. Usually I have my outro, but today I got something different, something new. I'm a little mad at myself. I didn't get to plug it in during the show. CJ, you already know what it is because you've been on different shows. But we're going to go ahead and play this, and then we out. Appreciate everybody for the comments, the likes. I ask that you please come out and support the show. Please come out, support my brother Adrain and his movement, and let's make this a great time. With that being said, man, we out.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.